Hi guys, Lemon here. Got some more World of Tanks garage reviews today. Got the E-75, Tier 9 German heavy tank, and in my opinion, one of the strongest tier for tier tanks in the game. So, what do we need to know in a nutshell about the E-75? Well, it has 1,920 hit points, which is a really good amount for a tier 9 heavy tank. It weighs 92.4 tons with my current loadout and configuration, meaning that when you use this 40 km/h top speed, you can really ram things a lot. Now, some people would argue that you should fit a super heavy spool liner, but I think that because the gun on this thing is not very accurate, is not very quick at aim time, then I think you need to have a vertical stabilizer. But I will come to that later. So yeah, the speed limit 40 km/h with 30 degrees of traverse. Now, a couple of patches ago, this was buffed from 32 km/h to 40. However, its engine power was reduced from 1,200, I think, to 900, meaning that its hill climbing capabilities were severely hampered. However, Wargaming did compensate this by giving it an extra 8 km/h top speed, and I think 4 or 5 degrees extra traverse speed. So in my opinion, I think this was actually a substantial buff to the tank. The hull armour on the E-75 has got to be its strongest point. It's 160mm at the front, 120 at the side, and 120 at the rear, with the turret armour being 152 at the front, 160 at the side, and 160 at the rear. But the armour isn't just 160 thick. It's also effective armour makes it because of this slope here. This slope and that slope make this armour incredibly difficult to penetrate, even for tier 10 medium tanks and tank destroyers. Hardly anything in the game will go through the upper plate of the E-75 at a head on. Maybe if it's like that, then yeah, it will go through. But the lower plate on the E-75 is such a good angle that even shots coming in from this sort of angle will bounce. Shots coming in from that angle will most definitely bounce, and if they come in like that, then it's a guaranteed bounce. But normally, if you were coming in at that angle, you would shoot the upper plate, because it would normally overmatch the armour and penetrate. But the turret front is 252mm, as we said, but the gun mantlet offers more substantial protection. So normally, if you get hit in the gun mantlet, you're never going to penetrate. Now, there are little weak points underneath the turret front here and here, which can be penetrated, but they are incredibly difficult to hit. So if you have a high penetration gun, and you have an accurate gun, you can, if you're careful, you can hit here or here. But however, the obvious weak point is the turret, is the cupola. The cupola is not very thick at all, and it is quite a big target actually. So your optimal angling setup would probably be about that, as you don't really want to angle much more, otherwise you'd give enemy shots at your tracks and your front drive wheel. But this makes the angle at the front very difficult to penetrate, even for, as I said, top tier mediums and tank destroyers. So, what else have we got? We have view range of 400 meters, which is kind of standard for tier 9 and 10 now, and a 710 meter signal range. So, what sort of gun has this thing got? Well, it has a choice of 4 guns. You have the stock 88cm KWK-43 L71, the gun that you get on nearly every single German heavy tank and medium tank. It's basically the Tiger gun, and which is we all know and love. It has 8.22 rate of fire, 203 mils of penetration, 240 average damage, 0.34 accuracy, with a 2.9 second aim time. Now, you should not be using this gun on the 75, because you should have this one, the 105mm KWK L68. It's got 6.59 rounds a minute with 225 mils of penetration, 320 average damage, 0.34 accuracy, 2.3 second aim time. Now, this is the top gun on the Tiger II, the tank before the E-75, and we can see that if you were sensible enough to unlock every gun on the Tiger II, you would be saving yourself a whole lot of effort on the E-75, because we can see on the E-75 you can't research this gun until you've gone through the top turret and the top gun. But you also need the tracks on the E-75 before you can mount quite a lot of the other equipment. So this gun, I think off the top of my head, cost 64,000 experience, which is a lot. And let's be honest, a lot of people can't afford free XP. So you're going to be using the 105mm to grind out the experience you need for the 128mm. And to be fair, the 128mm, the 105mm isn't a bad gun at tier 8. It's just slightly underwhelming at tier 9 when you're facing tier 10 tanks and tank destroyers a lot more often. And the 225mm penetration can be slightly frustrating at times. But the 128mm, the gun that you're going to want to get before you get to the E100, has 3.82 rounds a minute, which is fairly slow, but considering it has 246mm of penetration with standard AP shells, with a whopping 490 damage, that's really good for a tier 9 heavy. That means you can pierce through a lot of tier 10 tanks with no trouble at all. And the 490 alpha damage means that you can let them know that you're there. Now it has a 3.38 accuracy, which is kind of uncommon with the Germans, but when you get gun characteristics with that penetration and that damage, then it can be let off. And a 2.9 second aim time. So that's the gun characteristics and the vehicle review of the E-75. Oh, before I forget, equipment, I've got gun rammer, vents, vertical stabilizers. I think that's the optimal setup for the E-75, as it provides, well, gun rammer is essential because it gets the aiming time down, vents just improves everything, and vert stabilizers helps with the 2.9 second aim time, I think? Yeah, 2.9 second aim time. And finally, crew skills, commander, 6th sense, brothers in arms and repairs. Gunner is repairs, brothers in arms and snapshot. Driver, repairs, brothers in arms and clutch braking. Radio operator, repairs, brothers in arms and situational awareness. And the loader is safe stowage, just to help with the ammo rack in case you ever do get one unlucky shot. Brothers in arms and repairs. So that was the garage review for the E-75. Now going to do a couple of live games to show what this tank can do. So, here we go. Ooh, okay, we've got a tier 10 game on highway. There's 3 tier 10 tanks on the enemy team with an artillery, and there's 4 tier 10 tanks on our team with an artillery. But we do have a few more tier 8s than them. Oh, do we? No? No, the enemy have more tier 8s as well. So that's not looking too good for them, but we'll see what happens. I think we're going to try and get into the town, support our team the best we can, hopefully support this E100 IS4, and hope we don't get smacked by the Conqueror gun carriage, because that thing can really pack a punch. I expect their Object 268 to kind of be around these ridge lines here, or if he's clever enough, maybe over here supporting his medium tanks. But I don't really expect a 268 to come into the town, but you never know, I could be proved wrong, as this is the internet. So what have we got coming with us? We've got E100, IS4, VKB, me in the E75, and T28 Prototype and Tiger 2 look like they're going to be helping defend base. Our WZ-120 IS3 seem to be taking up the north. Just spotted a T61, Type 61 even. We can see that our 1375 is just on a really good scouting job. And we can. Oh, we need to get that guy out. Please get that guy out. That guy is crucial. If we can get him out, then that could be a great result for us. And it looks like we can see where most of their tanks are going, thanks to some excellent scouting from this 1375, who just got one hit by a T30. And our Batchat takes out the artillery. You know, I'm going to congratulate Batchat. That is excellent result for us by taking out that gun carriage. Which means we now don't have any pressure on us from artillery. Which is what the E-75 kind of doesn't take well, is artillery fire. Now, I think now the artillery's dead, we can start take a slightly more aggressive position in the town. And we can see our E-100 and IS-4 taking up that flank. Oh, can we get a cheeky shot off on this IS-4? No, we can't. What about this T-54? Nope. Oh, we were spotted there. Need to watch out. Kinda don't want to get hit by that IS-4, as his gun is quite nasty. And it's high penetrating as well for a heavy tank. T-54 we can see is putting some shots in. See if we can possibly move up. Try and... Oh, good. Oh my god, the 268 is here. Not what I expected, so we put a good shot into him there and track him at 4. Okay. There's also a T-30 there. That's not good. That's not nice for us and our health. So we'll try and side scrape him. But he's not willing to come back and play. So we won't sit here. Not a good idea. Oh, can we get actually if this IS-4 reverses any more? Which I hope he oh, not quite. Can he reverse a bit more? Will he reverse? Will he reverse? Oh, that's not a viable shot, I don't think. Yes. Come on, keep reversing, bro. A little bit further. Oh, E-100 slams him. Good job. We put a good clutch shot into the Object 268 there, making him a one hit for our IS-4 friend, without receiving any damage in return. So that's a great result, and their T-30's taken out as well. So we're now going to try and push the tempo on the enemy team. We can see that there's an M103 who penetrates us, but we put a good shot into him in return. Looking at that, I kind of didn't angle enough, or maybe angled a bit too much, giving a bit too much of my lower plate, which reduces us to 719 hit points. However, the M103 is badly beaten up. So my aim now is to put some flanking fire into this guy, as we're going to try and use the walls there. He wasn't expecting us to put a shot in there, and as of patch 8.10 I think it was, we can now shoot through buildings, walls, trying to bait his shot. He tracks us, meaning that we can absorb his shot with our excellent tracks, and if you look at our repair crew, our tracks are already back up without having to use our repair kit, which we've already used at first on. So we successfully take out the M103 with some good fire, some tracking capabilities, which is what this tank is really good at. Try and take a cheeky shot at that guy, but it didn't quite work. Stir a mill on the ridge. Have we got shots? No, we don't. We disappeared. We're going to keep advancing. Try and get underneath the gun lines. The enemy, we can see that, oh, there's a couple of tanks there. Fire, and we'll take him out. Stir a mill for 65 damage. Kind of not worth the shell, but hey, it kills a kill. I'll take it. Oh, we've been spotted, so we're going to try and wiggle. Make sure we don't get tracked in the open. Oh, the E5 puts a shot into us right at the side of our turret, reducing us to 307 health. However, I'm still fairly confident we can get about 400 to 500 more damage out of this game. So we're going to keep advancing. We can see that all of their tanks are surrounded in this slight little area here. And our batch out 15558 successfully takes out their T125. You can see their T54 trying to make a run for it, but we have enough substantial firepower to make sure he can't get away. I'm slightly worried about where that Tiger 2 is, as I don't want him shooting me in the flank. However, oh, I've been spotted. Okay, that means he's around here somewhere. Yep, there he is, and he bounces us. He bounces, so we're going to take our time with this shot. Aim it, fire. Ooh, okay, we bounced that shot. That's unlucky. That's quite unlucky, that shot. see that our tracks ate that shot quite well. So we'll aim, we'll fire, and we'll successfully take out the Tiger II. Bit unlucky with the first shot not penetrating, but it might have been down to my bad aim. Can we get anything else on this Type 61? Doesn't look like it. No, our Waffenträger Alpha E-100 successfully takes him out. So that was a fairly okay game in the E-75. I think it highlighted its side scraping capabilities, its gun performance, how much a repair crew is needed. And we can see we've got a second class mastery badge. We came second on experience. We hit all of our 8 shots with 7 of them penetrating, resulting in 2,798 damage. We received 6 hits, 5 of those penetrated, resulting in us taking 2,590 potential damage, and we spotted 930 points of damage. We can see that we came third on damage out of our team, but when you consider that there's an E-100 and a Waffenträger Alpha E-100 on top of damage, that's hardly surprising. Well played to this 5100, he obviously had a good game. But let's play another game before we round up this review of the E-75. Let's get straight in there. Ooh, Rurenberg on fire. Alrighty. Enemy have got rather good Leopard PTA on the enemy team, so we've got to watch out for him. However, XVM is telling us that this is a 56% chance to win, so we should be alright as long as we play well, and as long as our top tiers and artillery play well. And we can see that there's 3 artillery on the enemy team and our team, which is not always good. But Rurenberg offers a good map for the E-75, as it has a lot of city corners and city streets where the E-75 can use its great side and hull armour. And the accuracy of the gun doesn't really affect it that much, as you will be quite up close. But let's get into town, set up on probably over here, or unless over here, depending on what we see. And try and put some effective fire in to the enemy team. Now I expect their 2 leopards to go over into the fields, and if that IS-3's gone there, then yeah, I'd expect the leopards to go there, because those 3 are platooned, which is technically a failed platoon, but we won't worry. Ah, okay, the leopard PTAs have gone down. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Surprises me a bit, but with this guy. Now, I would like to get this corner, please, Mr. Alpha. PTA. Ah, we can see we bounced the leopard PTA with a good bounce. You can see that there's an enemy E-75 here. Oh, that was unlucky. That was an unlucky bounce, to be fair. That was quite unlucky. This is not a good start so far. Oh, not a good start. This is where we can see that our repair crew is working well, getting our tracks back up. Make a clutch shot there on the WZ-111, but I think now is the time to fall back, as this IS-8 should be able to defend himself. But I'm not feeling too confident about what's going on here. Our IS-8 is side scraping well. Can we put a good shot in on the left? No, it misses slightly. Oh, that's disappointing. That's disappointing. But hey, we'll continue. Try and put a shot in on this leopard. It doesn't quite work. Oh, we're getting very unlucky with our ricochets this game. We're getting really unlucky. That should have penetrated that E-75's cupola. It didn't. You can see that we just bounced the Leopard PTA and the IC-152 with the monster BL-10 gun as we're side-scraping off the IS-8. I kind of need this guy to stay alive, otherwise things aren't going to go too well for us. We put a good shot there into the side of the WZ-111. This game is really close now. I could kind of do with our KV-4 and WZ-120 advancing, but you know, can't always have it. Oh, we saw that the E-75 gave us a bit of his command, little outer race plate there, but it didn't quite work. Oh, he penetrated us up there. Didn't expect that to pen. We're not going to fire at his upper plate because that's a bad shot. So we're going to use this IS-8's wreck as cover to hide our lower plate while still getting some adequate protection. That was never going in. That's a bad play for me. I could be out for that. Yeah. Now, I think I got quite unlucky with where I got quite unlucky with my bouncers on top of that guy's polar there, but that's the random nature of this tank. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. The enemy E-75 obviously had a good game, so he's got 4 kills, fair play to him, but I think we should still win this game. Let's just see how our T-54 can do against that artillery. Puts a good shot into him, and our artillery takes him out. We can also see that we've spotted their Batchat 155-55 artillery, and our T-54 should be able to chase him down and kill him. Ooh, okay, their E-75 is playing a very strong game. We can see this is what the 105mm gun looks like on the E-75. I see he put a good shot into their E-75. Now, what you see here is the E-75 not angling. Now, you need to angle on the E-75, otherwise it's very difficult. This guy's penetrating a lot of his shots. So, either he's using gold shells, or he's getting extremely lucky with where and how he's firing shots. I mean, they are well aimed, but that shot there shouldn't really have gone in, to be honest. That's right on the edge of the upper plate, so it shouldn't really have gone in. However, now that E-75 is playing well, give him credits. Yeah, he puts another shot into the lower plate. Okay, I think this guy doesn't seem to be using prem shots, he just seems to be aiming well. So fair play to him, but it looks bleak for him now. He's got a T-54 behind him, and I think this game should be a win. However, we can see that our T-54 is behind him. There's a good shot in there. This guy's got a top gun, so well played to him, but it looks like he's not going to be able to win this game. Oh, our T-54 bounced off his lower plate there. Our artillery needs to do something. Oh, he's just secured his 7th kill. Not sure what our T-28 is doing. He needs to be helping out. Oh, he's capping. Okay, right, that's fair enough. Our M53-55 is coming around the corner. Willie. He successfully takes him out with a good shot. And there you have it, the E-75. Now, I did do quite a lot of things wrong that game. I think my aiming was slightly off. Yeah, we can see we didn't have a... we came 4th, we didn't have a good game. We took 5,600 potential damage, which isn't bad. But considering if we were to look at their E-75, oh, he had a really good game. 6.2k damage, 7.29k potential. That's how you play an E-75. Unfortunately, the RNG gods weren't with us today in that second game, but I still thought we gave it a good go. And obviously, doing live games for reviews, you're never gonna get it's the luck of the draw if you get a good game or if you get a really bad game. It's just how it goes. But I think in those games we demonstrated how important having repair crew for E-75 is, as we can see that a lot of people, as you come around the corner, a lot of people will just go bam, shoot your track off. And if they've got a fast firing gun, they can keep you there. So yeah, I think that's an important thing to have on E-75 is good repair crew. I can't stress that enough. Repairs at 100% on each of your crew members is really important. But I think we gave it a good go in those games. So if you like this, please feel free to comment on it down below. And stay tuned for further gameplay reviews and garage reviews on Wilder Tanks. This has been Lemon, and I hope to see you next time.